The Dallas, Texas real estate market is the sixth hottest real estate market in the country. It's actually expected to outperform national growth this year. Just to let you guys know, we've already grown about 80% since the recession in 2008. And you know what that means. This market's on fire. So today I'm gonna do a deep dive into why this market is doing so well. This market's on fire. A couple of numbers, a couple of market stats, that way you can see where the market's going to grow to in Dallas and Dallas only. If that has any sort of interest to you, definitely click like, click subscribe. We do these videos every week. Everything about kind of what it's like live, working, and playing in Texas, as well as the market. So if that sounds interesting to you, on fire, you should stick right here. Before I even start, the highest price gain in a certain level of house was between $200,000 to $299,000. That went up 36.8%, which is nuts. That means that if you are looking at a home right now for 250 grand, very, very, very soon it will be worth $300,000, $350,000, $400,000. That price gain is just absolutely bonkers. The Dallas market itself jumped 26% year over year for February. So all of a sudden we're seeing huge gains, and we took quite a bit of a loss in July once the pandemic hit. Couldn't really do a whole lot, and then all of a sudden August hit and this market just went bonkers. Active and available properties dropped 50%, so there's half as much inventory today as there was a year ago, which is also probably why everything now is more expensive. Now, Dallas's average cost of a home is $380,000. That's for Dallas. That is not for any of the suburbs. If you want to go into something that's pretty badass, you're going to need to go up to about $550,000, $600,000 in the suburbs. And that gets you a great house. But right now in Dallas, it's about $385,000. Let's do a comparison. Because again, we're the sixth hottest real estate market in Dallas, but we're still incredibly affordable. So let's take a peek. How about Los Angeles? Los Angeles is that the average house sale there is $615,000. So about $230,000 more. What about like a sunny part? What about Florida? How about Miami? What's the average price of a home in Miami? That's $395,000, or about $15,000 more. Pretty comparable. And how about the average price of a home in New York? I know that we're all thinking millions of dollars, right? But that's not really true. The average price of a home in New York is $650,000, which is still almost, it's slightly less than double of what Dallas's average house is. And remember, our houses come with square feet. Living in New York can sometimes look a little bit more like living in a one bedroom for $615,000. Our $380,000 homes are 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, or 4 bedrooms and 2 baths. They're roughly about 1,600 square feet. It's pretty large. So what do people think is going to happen over the next year, right? What do economists say? What do individuals who know real estate say? These guys all think that the Dallas market will continue to grow and continue to perform. We're looking at about a 12% average increase. Of course, it depends on your area, but all of the places that I'm putting my clients will have at least 10%, usually closer to 15 or 17%, because I know the market really, really well, and I want to make sure that I get my clients a place that's going to perform very, very, very well, get them a lot of equity. And speaking of equity, I want to talk about how much equity you would have had in your house if you bought it 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or 20 years ago. 5 years ago, you would have had 58% equity today. 10 years ago, you would have had 70. 20 years ago, your house would have doubled in value to 136% of what you purchased it for originally. I recently ran into someone who came into an open house for a place that I'm doing. It's listed for $400,000 down in Wynwood Hills in South Dallas. The lady who was coming inside of that house was a neighbor. She bought her house 40 years ago for $45,000. 45 grand. Now, don't get me wrong, if she wouldn't have updated anything, that house is worth about $380,000, but that's like a 6 times return. Show me an investment that can do that. Show me an investment that can do that. Show me an investment that can do that you can touch, like, you can watch it, you can look at it, you can make sure that things around it are growing appropriately, you can do things to it. Like, there just isn't. There just isn't. So if you're wondering to yourself, I wonder if when a good time to buy is, truly it was yesterday. Truly it was 5 years ago, it was 10 years ago, it was 20 years ago. But the best time to buy is today. This market isn't going anywhere. We're going to keep seeing increases for the next probably 3 to 5 years, according to Goldman Sachs. Think about what growing equity looks like. Think about what building wealth looks like. Think about what paying your landlord's mortgage looks and feels like. What are you going to do? I'm Lacey Brutschy. I'm a real estate agent in Dallas. Let me know if there's anything I can do to ever help you. Until then, like, subscribe, don't miss any of these videos. I'm gonna make sure that you guys are staying up to date. So that way, one day, if you ever wanna pull the trigger, give me a shout. If not, at least you know what's going on in your neck of the woods.